guys, what is up? It's Joe from JLW Games, coming at you with another cool live stream slash video, whenever you might be watching this. If you're watching it live, awesome. If you're watching it later, also awesome. So a little bit of explanation of why this episode is basically going to be live streamed, not edited, and real time. So I stayed up super late last night. I had the recording ready, I had it all edited, I had everything ready to go, and I spent a good portion of the day trying to get the video rendered properly, and I've been running into lots of technical issues that I can't even explain. So basically, I've been using my video editing software. I used DaVinci Resolve, and it has been a roller coaster, to say the least, no pun intended. Basically, we've been... So I've been having an overheating issue with my CPU for quite a long time, actually, where my PC turns off. Anytime I try to render videos, it is a challenge because my CPU likes to overheat. So I need to figure out what's going on with that. I think I need to reapply my thermal paste potentially, because my CPU keeps overheating and my PC keeps turning off, making it really difficult to render videos. But even when I do get them rendered now, and this is the new part, my videos tend to seem a little bit glitchy and a little bit corrupted in a way. You may have watched the last episode, I think it was episode 12. This was something that was in that as well, and I didn't notice it until you guys pointed it out, that there was a few glitchy moments in the video. Yeah, it's still doing that, and I can't figure out why, and it really destroys the quality of the video, so... I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that, and I haven't figured it out. But until we figure that out, I'm not going to just sit back and say you're not getting content. No, I'm going to go in and we're going to go ahead and why not make this a live stream until we get that. So I just need to check to see if, I think my thermal paste might be dried out because I have a water cooler for my CPU. I have an NZXT Kraken. So, like, it's not a bad water cooler, so it should easily be keeping it cool. It's very weird. I'm not entirely sure. Everything's up to date. All my hardware is still very well up to date as well. Like, it's not outdated by any means. I mean, I have an RTX 3080 Ti. Obviously, I could up that, but, like, it can handle all the games that I play. I have a Ryzen 9 5900X, which is a really good CPU, by the way, but for some reason it's overheating. Not entirely sure. Might be your power supply. I don't think so. I think it is overheating. I mean, it very well could be, but like I've been watching the temperatures. Like I've kept an eye on the temperatures, and the temperatures are getting very high on my CPU. When my PC, I was watching it last night. As the video was rendering, I was watching it last night, and when my PC turned off, the CPU was really hot. Like you could see the heat, the temperature go up, and up. It raised by like 40 or 50 degrees during the render, which I know it's normal to get hotter, but like it got to the point where it was shutting my PC off. So, I mean, I don't think it's a power supply issue. I think it is an overheating issue. So I'm gonna have to. I haven't checked it in a long time. I need to check on my thermal paste and make sure it's not dried out. It could be potentially dried out. So I might just. That's the first thing I'm gonna try is reapply my thermal paste. I mean, there's no reason it should be getting that hot. So, anyways, try getting a new CPU when I have the money. No, I don't need a new CPU. A Ryzen 9 5900X, man. That's like. That's a really good CPU, so I can't even upgrade it that much. Like, there's not much more to upgrade. I mean, I could get a Ryzen 9 7900X or something like that, but I would have to change my motherboard as well, so I'd have to upgrade multiple things if I was to upgrade it. I mean, I could get a 5950X, but anyways. Could probably be a CPU dysfunction, or you just overheated the CPU, so you may need to change it out. Yeah, I think it just is a cooling issue, honestly, but everything works just fine. when I'm gaming and when I'm doing everything else. It's just when I render videos. So, like, I know that is very CPU heavy. So it never overheats very often. Like, it's only when I'm rendering videos. Very rarely, it's in a very rare instance, it will shut off when I'm doing some, like, heavy gaming. But, like, that is very rare. It's usually only when I'm rendering. And it's gotten worse as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. And, I apologize that I couldn't get the episode out to you guys. I have it rendered, but it's very low quality. So I could post it. I could put it out there, but like the quality just sucks, and it just looks like it's corrupted or something. It's very weird. So I don't know what's going on with there. I don't know if it's an issue with Resolve, because when I do get the renders done, like it just doesn't work. Like it's been corrupted. It's kind of weird. But here is the new stuff that I did work on during that episode, and that is our little water coaster that we've been working on, that I worked on. This is what the new episode was going to be, was the building of this. So we did build this neat little water coaster, which does use the double inner tubes here. And as you can see, it starts off with a conveyor belt that goes up here slowly, and then the rest are like the water jet launches that propels the rafts upwards. So pretty cool. Yeah, it is more rare. It's just mostly when I'm rendering videos, so it doesn't like do it when I'm gaming that often. Just once in a blue moon it will, if I'm doing like a lot of things at once sometimes. Like when my computer just in general gets pretty hot, that's the only other times it might overheat. But when I'm just doing stuff like this, like streaming, it's fine. Everything's been pretty fine in that regard. So, but you can see our little water coaster that we did here. It's nothing too insanely crazy, but this is going to be kind of like our smaller water coaster compared to the other one. And you can see that it is going to use these double inner tubes, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I would definitely... That was something that I mentioned when I edited the video for this initially, is that I think it would be really cool to get like an actual full circuit water coaster type model. I think it'd be cool if it included like the rafts that you see on like Wildebeest at Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Get those kind of tubes, those rafts, instead of having to use like these. I think that would be kind of cool. And then we get the little half pipe element here as well for the finale. I don't know if it's a glitch or something, but like these are not deforming really well. They're actually going through the bottom of the the tube here, and they're kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they mostly did the deforming on like the large raft. Let me check my settings and make sure that I have that turned on. Where would it be under graphics? Might be under graphics. I don't think it is, but it might be. Keyboard settings, controller, graphics, display, visual. I think it would be under like game options, maybe. No, maybe not. I'll just say frequency, scenery collision. Really cool. Something I would love to show you guys, but I'm not allowed to, is that I actually have an early code to the April 22nd update, so the April update. I actually have access to that right now. I'm not using it right now because I'm not allowed to show gameplay of that right now. So I actually have access to it early. Frontier gave me a code, a beta code, so I can check that out early. Really cool. But again, I'm not allowed to show that off just yet, or talk about it, all the features in there. But really exciting stuff, I will say that. You guys are, obviously we know about the restaurants and stuff like that, so. Randomly turn around. I don't think that's really a bug. I think that's just because that can actually happen in real life. Like they can actually turn around. Like, I don't think that's a bug. I think that's actually like intended to happen. What am I looking for? I can't find what I was looking for. I was looking for the deformation settings on the rafts and such. But I don't remember where they're at. Where are they at? Where it be at? Alright, I'm not seeing it. It's somewhere in there. I know I have it turned on, but I just wanted to see if there's more settings to it that I'm just missing, but construction collision, game options, coaster going off track, interchangeable coaster, train cars. We need to just go through one by one and really read each one. I'm not gonna. It should be right around here, right? There's global illumination. Not there. Man, I'm just really blind, I think. Is it not really? I don't know. I thought it was it should be an option where you can, because you should be able to turn those on and off, but I mean they're on, but so. All right, anyways, we did do a guest flow test in this new episode as well, and I'm happy to say that everything was working very, very well. All the guests did not go in the parking lot, so our barriers worked perfectly. They went all the way in here, and they really dispersed around the water park very evenly. So that is really, really good. Really happy to see that. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So once we get to the restaurant update, the April update, which again I do have access to, but I'm not going to do it yet until the full. I'm not going to put it in this park until the full release comes out on the 22nd. So we'll do a restaurant for the sports grill, and then we're also going to do a restaurant over here. This will be like a restaurant for the water park itself. It's going to go right here. There's going to be some outdoor seating at the moment right there. And then we will go from there. So, yeah, I think everything turned out pretty good, though, with this water coaster. Need to come up with a name for it. I was thinking of, like, having it kind of like Kraken themed, but I'm not sure yet. And then I was going to put like a sign right here for that. We need to fill in this gap right here still. Just make this look a little bit better. So what we could do is we're gonna start things off with a little bit of pathing. Just a little bit of path manipulation here. Alright. We're gonna make this just a little bit thinner. Make our path actually a lot larger here. Smooth that out. Bum, 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 bum. Just kind of smooth our edges out here. Maybe make some really pretty planters of some sorts. Maybe like smooth this out. Glide this around maybe. Maybe not like that. There we go. And then we grab this piece. There we go. That's kind of what I was looking for. That's kind of what I wanted. All right, and then we can round that off. Boom, that's looking nice. Kind of like the way I want it. Just kind of, round that out. That should be good. We round this part out as well, and then we have a nice little rounded thing. I mean, my day was fine. I was pretty tired throughout the day, but what is your opinion on the path tools compared to Planco 1? Just got Planet Coaster 2 a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's night and day, man. Like, it's not even close. I love the pathing tool in Planet Coaster 2. It is near perfect, if you ask me. The only tweaks I would want to see in Planet Coaster 2 is the option to get rid of these path edges. or the curbs, because we don't currently have an option to take the curbs out. They don't even bother me a ton, but I think it obviously would be nice to have the option to not have them. And then the only other thing is to be able to do square edges on... The only thing Planet Coaster 1 does better is being able to do the square edges for queue lines. You can still do them in Planet Coaster 2, but you have to do this extra step, and it's a little bit of a pain. So it is possible, but it just kind of sucks the way you have to do it. So, besides those two things, it's not even close. Like, Planet Coaster 2 is way miles ahead on pathing. They did such a good job. Really, like, giving us the options that we need, and it's just so much easier to make, like, larger plazas and shape up the paths in a very unique way. So much better. Yeah, and with these curbs, you can just cover them up. So, like, if you want to do custom curbs, it's really easy. But if you do want to have paths that don't have curbs and there's nothing there, you're not really going to be able to do that. There is kind of a way around it-ish, but it's not the best. And that is putting a natural path next to it. So if I wanted to get rid of this curb, we could go in here and we went to... we'll just do Stamp Builder. And say we did like a natural path and connected it here. Let's go... are we merged? Yeah, we're merged. So let's turn off merging. If I connect this here, you can see, like, yeah, it has these little stumps, which you'll have to deal with. But... it does technically get rid of that that edge there. So you could put some invisible paths, which is the natural paths, and get rid of it that way. But then, again, these are paths as well, so guests will walk on those if you're not careful. But come to Silver City from out of state. Where is the best place to fly into Kansas City or St. Louis? That's a good question. I don't really think there's a right answer there. I've done both. To be honest, I mean, I don't fly very often. I've used both airports, but I would say I've probably used Kansas City a little bit more. I'm not saying they're better or anything, but I think I have used Kansas City Airport a little bit more. But again, I'm not probably the right person to ask that because I don't really fly very often, so... And I don't know. I don't know if there's technically one better. I mean, whichever one's cheaper, I guess. I mean, it's about the same length if you're heading to, like, Branson. They're about the same distance. It's not, like, much further than the other. St. Louis and Kansas City is about, you know, a 2.5 to 3 hour drive from Branson both ways, so... Which was closer? I mean, you'd probably have to look that up. I think St. Louis is a little bit closer. I think that's more of like a 2.5 hour drive. I think Kansas City's closer to 3 hours. So I would say St. Louis is probably a little bit closer, if I had to guess. That's just my guess, though. You might double check that. I would definitely double check that, because I could be wrong there. But I'm pretty sure St. Louis is just a little bit closer to Branson. But yeah, there is Springfield too. If you can find a flight to Springfield, it's not a very big airport, but you can Springfield's also an option. That's obviously like only, you know, like 40-ish minutes away from Branson, so if you can do Springfield, definitely do Springfield. And it's also a smaller airport as well, so Springfield's a good option as well. I do fly out of Springfield quite a bit as well. I was gonna say, if you can find it, then yes. Otherwise, you're probably gonna have to for sure do St. Louis or Kansas City, so. But yeah, if you're going from Orlando, I'd definitely do St. Louis, because one, I think it is a shorter drive, and two, that would be a shorter flight slightly, I think, too. Am I working Saturday? Of course I'm working Saturday. I don't get Saturdays off. I'm working the Giant Swing on Saturday. Giant Barn Swing, as I like to say when I'm in the op booth. Thanks for riding the giant barn swing. Let's do something a little bit unique here. Just to get around this tight turn. We're gonna do like this little fence piece that I might put some like posters or something on. But it'll allow us to bend these a little bit. Might be able to bring a pizza by. Yeah, I'll be at the giant swing. We'll see how the weather is. Weather's gonna be pretty nasty, it looks like, so. Been close to 15 years since last I was at Silver City. Wow. Yeah. That is a long time. It's definitely changed a lot since then. A lot. Sorry, Jack914. Hopefully you're still in the chat. I missed your comment. I'll answer that. You said, how much more water slides will likely be in the water park at the end? At least one more. I'm gonna do one more water coaster, like kind of similar to Mammoth at Holiday World. So it's gonna be like the bigger raft water coaster. And then I think that's the only water slide that I really want to add still that I have not added yet. So, and then we'll leave some room for expansion too, you know. Do you have a favorite ride to work at Silver City? Good question. Yeah, there's a lot of rides I enjoyed working at. I've only worked a handful. I'm signed off. I've been signed off at like around 6 or 7 rides total in the park. I've been signed off at Outlaw Run, Time Traveler, Powder Keg, Fire in the Hole, Wildfire, and also Giant Swing and Hilo Silos. So those are all the rides I've ever worked at that I've actually been signed off on. So I'd say my favorite ones to work, they're probably, I love working Giant Swing. I think Wildfire is brand new. Yeah, Wildfire opened in 2001, so it was still fairly new back then. So what year was Wildfire that, or Buzzsaw Falls were brand new when I was last there? Yeah, Buzzsaw Falls was only open 4 years. It opened in 99 and closed in after the 03 season. And Wildfire opened in 2001. Yeah, but Giant Swing is one of those that low-key is one of my favorites to actually work. I love Time Traveler as well. Time Traveler is a really good one to work as well, because it's so easy. Barn Swing, I don't know, Barn Swing is just so much fun. I don't know why it's one of my favorites, but it is one of my favorites to work. Powder Keg's not bad either. The only thing I don't like about Powder Keg is the way the Trailblazers are set up. If we don't have a grouper, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Sometimes it takes a while to get the Trailblazers on the ride, which can cause, like, really long Trailblazer lines if we're in a busy day. And, yeah, it's just not a good setup the way it is. If we have a grouper, that's a different story. If we actually have the staff for a grouper, then it makes the Trailblazers a lot easier to deal with. And it actually keeps the line down a lot more for the Trailblazer line. Oh man, you have the Buzzsaw Falls drink mud. I see those all the time around the park. There's so many people that actually still have those. It's a very popular mug, and I want one so bad. Because they're actually a really cool mug too. Like, low-key, they actually are. What's up, Austin S? Welcome. Like the old Fire in the Hole or new Fire in the Hole better? Also another valid question. I mean, you gotta love the old one, but I think overall, I think the new one's better as a ride itself. Like, I think it's better with all the newer effects and everything. It's still the same layout. It's smoother, but there's just something about the old one that still, you know, has its charm. I think the old one had better airtime. 100% had better airtime on like some of those drops. And something about its jankiness, it was just that charm, you know? But I think overall, I would say the new one's better, but I mean, just because of technological advancements. But that is not a knock on the old one whatsoever. If all the effects are working properly, I would say the new one. If and only if everything's working on it. Not always. See if we can get this going. This is taking longer than I thought it would be. But that's okay. Yeah, every day I gotta look over at the construction site over by Powder Keg right now. Just waiting for that day I see some... Hopefully start seeing some footers or something exciting over there. It looks like they were laying down some more gravel or something. They had a big gravel pile over by the first hill of Powder Keg today. Don't exactly know what they were doing. Maybe they're definitely still prepping the land a little bit. And hopefully we'll start to see some stuff go up soon, whatever they're doing, so. The mic you got is so good. What kind of mic did you get? I have no money to get any new equipment right now. So, mine's gonna have to do because mine's just fine, so. Dragon's Fluid Epic Universe? Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to get to that park, and I really hope I can go this year. I just don't know if I'll have the funds. That's the problem. Maybe I should do a fundraiser, do a live stream fundraiser just to get Joe to Epic Universe for my own selfish purposes. Get Joe to Epic. Donate now. Yeah, financially, man, it's been rough lately, but I've definitely been in rougher financial situations, but you know, just like I had a rough off season, so I'm kind of recovering from that still. But I'll get there someday. I will get to Epic at some point. Even if it's not this year. I hope it's this year, but... I cannot wait to experience that park. And I'm really trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible. It's really hard to, because that park is just everywhere on social media right now. So it's really hard to avoid those spoilers. So once in a while I see one and I'm like, gosh dang it. I haven't seen any POVs yet of any of the rides, and I don't intend to. There's no way that I'm gonna see those rides on a video first. No, those POVs are not gonna be viewed by me. Dude, I've seen some of the lighting in there. Holy crap. It's just on another level, man. Epic Universe is on another level. I know it is. And who knows, once they start expanding that park even more and it gets more expansions, you know? Who knows where that park's gonna be in a few years. I want to go so bad. I just need to start saving money. But it's really hard to save money right now. That's the problem. That be the issue right now. Whatever pictures you see, don't do it. Oh, I don't doubt it, man. I do not doubt it. I know it's going to be even 10 times better in person. I know pictures are not going to do it justice. Being there, it's going to be so, I am not even it's not even feel like real life when I get there. I bet. Dude, I love Universal so much. I love it so much more than Disney. Like, if I had the choice of Universal or Disney, yeah, it's gonna be Universal, man. I just love this park so much more. They're just on an Epic Universe. Just looks like it's on another level, man. I hope I can get there this year. If not, for sure next year. There ain't no way. The last time I went to Universal in Florida was in 2021, so that was the last time I had a Universal trip. Because I had to go experience Velocicoaster. Yeah. Maybe these technical issues I've been having with rendering just means I need to start streaming more, right? Maybe it was just a call like, no, you should just start streaming more. That's what you should be doing. That's what my everything is saying, which I do need to be streaming more. And I have no excuses right now, because I do have a little extra time, because the park, or Silver Dollar City's on the short hours right now. We're only open 10 to 6 right now during April, and a good portion of May. So, like, I usually have quite a bit of time in the day. Like today, I worked today. Like, I just got off already, so... Okay, let's do some planters. The reason why this one's taking so long is mostly because the shaping of this planters is a little bit more complex than usual. It's got some interesting shaping going on for it, which is okay. Next 20 years will be known as the Universal Double Decade. Mark my word. I believe it, man. I think Universal at some point might actually surpass Disney when it comes to, like, you know, Orlando, like Florida parks. You know, I think they're gonna be like an actual competitor. Like, they're the biggest competitor to them, obviously. But I think Disney's kind of sleeping on them and not looking at them as a threat or anything. No, I think they are. Like, Universal is killing it right now, and Disney's just kind of like meh with all their new additions. I mean, they've had good additions. I mean, they have Guardians, Cosmic Rewind. Obviously is like a world-class ride that, I mean, I haven't ridden it, but I've heard incredible things about it, but it's not like they're not doing some good stuff, but it just doesn't compare to what Universal's doing right now. So spring break, we're open 8 to 10. Gotcha. Yeah, we're basically out of spring break now, so we're kind of just... This is kind of like one of the slower times of the year. It's still fairly busy, but it's a little bit slower during this time. Like, it was pretty slow today. Anyways, Flash Vertical Velocity is an awesome coaster. Nice. That got open, didn't it? It's open now at Great Adventure. What coasters would you like SDC to add at some point? Oh, man. I think realistically, some more family coasters. For sure. So, like, I think we could definitely use some Vekoma, some sort of Vekoma family coasters. I definitely think we need to get back with some B&Ms. I'd love to see, like, I think a B&M wing coaster would be a great fit for SDC. A wing coaster would be really cool. And a Hyper / Giga. I think a Hyper would be more realistic, but I still don't know if a Hyper is very realistic in the first place. But a B&M Hyper would be pretty cool for SDC. Again, I don't think it's super realistic in the first place, but I would be all for it. Because SDC doesn't have anything that's even over 200 feet. And I know they're kind of looking at that family market. They're more of a family-friendly park. They still got their thrill rides, though. Like Outlaw Run is pretty intense for being in a family park, you know. I think it was more intense than they were initially expecting. Which is fine by me, but I think a Mach Striker coaster would be amazing at SDC. Definitely would be cool. Some sort of Vekoma family coaster, I think, would be a huge... I think that one's actually fairly realistic to think about. Be like some sort of Vekoma family coaster. Something like Big Bear Mountain would be a perfect fit for Silver Dollar City. Launched or regular wing? I think you could go either way. I think I'd prefer launch just because I think the launched wing coasters are better rides overall, so... I think we just need a nice, reliable thrill coaster, though. Something that's really reliable. So, like, I think B&M could be a good option for that. And some really good family coasters by Vekoma. Like, we have no excuse not to be working with Vekoma right now. Like, why wouldn't we? I mean, Dollywood is just like Vekoma, starting to do a lot of Vekoma, or really working with Vekoma, so why not us? Why not us? Will the world ever see another Strata? I think at some point, but not anytime soon. This fixes the wing stations. That would be really nice. I definitely would like to see realistic wing stations in Planet Coaster. They really need to address that. That would be awesome. I don't think it's like something that I need. Like, I really want it. But I think there's other priorities that I would prioritize a little bit more than that, but... But for sure, I would love to see them make the wing coaster station a little more realistic and have, like, the double-sided... And I think it'd be awesome to be able to move our control booths to wherever we want. I feel like we're limited. Like, I would love to be able to put a control booth over the track, kind of like, you know, like a lot of those wing coasters do. I think that'd be a really neat idea. An option to have. I would love that. Bum ba-dum 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 bum ba-da-da. Ba-dum bum ba-da-dum. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. So sorry I couldn't figure out, or that I couldn't get like a proper episode out to you guys, but at least I figured it'd be at least something to be able to get something out to you guys, even though it's a live stream, you know. I'm sure some people don't mind that. Like, you guys get to watch this live, and we get to, like, interact and everything, so... Universal Great Britain is coming to the UK in 2031. Was that the confirmed year? I did see that announcement as well. That's awesome. Universal's, again, just kind of killing it, man. Like, I'm so excited. I mean, we're getting that family Universal Park in Texas as well. Wish we could disable different elements on the stations. Also really want the 4-seater wooden coaster and the Aero Mine Train added at some point. An Aero Mine Train would be really cool, actually. I mean, we have the Vekoma Mine Train, but to actually get the Vekoma version would definitely be a welcome addition. I think it's kind of unlikely since we do have the Vekoma one. Frontier might be like, why should we even add a different one? But I think it would be cool to get like an Aero version. I mean, it's not completely out of the realm of possibilities. They did have 2 different boomerangs. They had like the Aero version and the Vekoma, like with the Aero trains. One with Aero trains and then one with the Vekoma trains. So they have kind of done that before in the past, so it's not completely out of the realm of possibilities. Haven't been to Universal in so long. Streams make your day. Let's go. Used to go all the time when I was younger. Yeah, we never went. Like, I went for the first time. I went to Universal in 2016. Year-round Halloween experience in Las Vegas. Oh yeah, that's also a thing. I really want to see. I would love to see Universal like have some sort of park in the Midwest, like just something closer to me. I would absolutely kill for that right now. To get something nearby. Alright, that little planter area is looking pretty good. We spent quite a bit of time on it, but it's really worth it. Like, look at that. That makes our path look a little bit better. I do want to do something with this here. This kind of looks a little bit, I don't know, just kind of bland. So let's go ahead and do some... We're going to do some custom curbs here as well. And just add a lot of goods. Just a lot of good stuff. We're gonna add the goods. I could start to prep the restaurants too. We could start to build the building for the restaurants. That way, all we have to do is really do the interiors, so I can at least get the buildings ready. Might soon get my wish. Oh, that would be awesome. If I could have a Universal Park close to me, I would be so happy. I would love to have one, like, within 6 hours of me. I would go to it multiple times a year, probably. I know it probably wouldn't be as big or huge as, like, you know, the Florida parks, but I just want a Universal Park. Universal Studios Branson. I don't think they would go to Branson, but... I don't think they would want to compete with Silver City, because Silver City's kind of a little bit of a powerhouse already, so that would be a really bold move. And I don't think Hershon would be happy with that. They probably would. Hershon probably wouldn't let that happen either. Because Universal's a little bit more of a recognizable brand over Hershon right now, or like over like Silver City. Silver City's pretty big. Like, a lot of people know about it, but more people are going to know about Disney, Universal, and stuff like that, so they're a little bit more recognizable. But it could, in a way, give more traction to Silver City a little bit, because they might go, oh, there's another park here called Silver City. Let's go check it out, too. You know? You never know. I don't know how all marketing works, but who knows? It's not my area of expertise in any way, so... One in, like, Colorado. Could be, but I feel like we need something more central. You know, somewhere in the middle of the U.S. Right smack dab in the middle. which is around the Missouri area. Maybe a little bit more west would be fine too, but Universal Kids Resort, that's the one in Texas, right? That one's not going to be too far away from me, so maybe I could check that one out at some point. I do kind of want to visit that one whenever it opens as well. I know it's kind of more of a kids park, but it's still a Universal park that's somewhat near me, so. When do I work at Outlaw Run again? Tomorrow! Actually. You would build an SDC 2.0 Branson before Universal. No, I work at Outlaw tomorrow. I'm actually working 3 different rides in 3 days. Today I was at Powder Keg, tomorrow I'm at Outlaw, and then Saturday I'm working the Giant Swing. Alright, we're going to decorate this up a little bit with lots of foliage, and I mean, foliage just makes everything look better, right? Think maybe St. Louis, if you get one close to you. Be similar to Texas. Be sure to look at your present hung up in the break room. Oh boy. I can't wait. I'm excited. Do you think that you could look at my park later on the stream? I don't think in this particular stream, because this is going to be strictly just Windland Adventure. However, I kind of am motivated. I do want to do multiple streams now. Like, I kind of want to stream more often. Like, we might stream tomorrow night. And the day, I don't want to say I'm going to stream every day, but, like, I think I kind of want to get more in the swing of streaming a lot, since I can't really render videos properly right now. I'm having issues rendering videos. I might as well go ahead and start streaming so I can do a lot more keep the content coming, you know? While I'm trying to figure out all that stuff. I always want to get more streams in. I've restarted my park like 3 times because I don't know if I like the layout of it. Sometimes it's a good idea to kind of try and plan it out before you start. Get an idea of what kind of layout you want to go for. As for Windland Adventure here, this resort, I had some, for layout wise, I already had an idea. So like I know where everything's kind of gonna go. Like for the water park, I'm not saying it's not planned, but the water park I had already planned like what kind of rides or what kind of slides I wanted in here. As for the park layout itself, I didn't have like a huge vision for it, but I still had an idea for it, you know? Is Midwest Adventure on the workshop? It is. It is indeed. I don't know if I can check the workshop here for you. Maybe I can get the share code to you if you want to check it out. If I go to here real quick. It'll only take a second. Where's Midwest Adventure? Midwest Adventure, Midwest. There it is. Here's the share code. Right here. Go ahead and post it in chat. That way, that's the share code for Midwest Adventure. If you want to check it out. So that is, I don't know why, but like when you port over like the online parks, like into Sandbox and then upload it to the workshop, the image is like very pixelated. Kind of weird, but whatever. It's on there. It is on there, so. And we also have Windland Adventure as well. I've been updating this also. In fact, after this stream, we'll update it again. Have to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow at Epic. I'm still awake. Yeah, you probably might want to go to bed soon. It's not crazy late for me right now. It's just after 8:30 for me, but I probably should look to see what time I work tomorrow, because I'm not entirely aware of when I work exactly at the moment, so. Okay, let's get some fencing. A little bit of fencing here. What fence do we want to use? I do love this rock fencing. I'm going to use that a lot in Silver Dollar City. I don't even know where to clock in for work yet. Oh. Hopefully someone is going to be there to show you. Hopefully. Basically, we want to keep at least somewhat of a barrier here. That kind of like that perimeter. Just a little bit. You do it by lumber camp. I usually clock in either in the, depending on what time it is. If I get there late enough, I'll clock in at the very front. If it's early, if it's late enough. Sometimes I clock in the attractions office, and then there's also a clocking station on the back side of the old Fire in the Hole. So there's one there. That's their closest one to Outlaw and Powder Keg. Fun part of opening a brand new park, nobody knows where things are in the back, right? Well, that is the fun part. There's a lot of exploration. That's what's also fun about opening a new ride. I have experience of opening new rides at Silver Dollar City. Like, you gotta figure everything out. Everything's gotta be figured out. Alright, let's go ahead and put a fence on this side as well. I'm not sure yet if we're going to continue this path over here. I think I'm just going to have a one-way path. Kind of just for, as, that acts as the exit area for this water coaster. I don't know, should we start on the next water coaster, or should I continue to do, like, fine details here? I still need to detail a lot more on this water coaster. I haven't, like, finished that by any means, so... Gotta do a lot more there. Or should we work on the restaurants? Like, just get the restaurants ready. And then just make it to where all I have to do is place down the restaurant, and then also the booths and stuff. Just leave a space open for booths and tables. I've seen rides get open, it doesn't come close to the thrill of opening a whole brand, like a whole park. Absolutely, yeah. The whole park is like, because that's so many new rides in general, and everything is new there. Like, you just don't, like, it's just, everything is new. Absolutely, you can't compare that. Like, I'm sure that is, opening a park is a lot more exciting just because everything in there is new. It is really nice that they are able to do, like, have, like, all these previews and such, because they are able to, like, run the park normally. That's why I kind of, like, they have all these previews, and, you know, that way by the time the park opens, they have a lot of experience, or, like, over a month or two of experience, you know, working the park, so when you get the regular guests in there, you know, they're ready to go. It's really nice to see. I'm sure it's really nice for them, because it's more like a technical rehearsal right now, so... I'd say do the restaurants, save that last slide for the very end of the water park. Yeah, that's going to be the last... like the finale of the water park. Basically that, the restaurants, and just filling in everything, like whether it is more shops and facilities. I want to put something here too in this little space. I haven't figured out what I want to put here. I think I need more children's slides, like little mini slides for like little kids. I think that's something we kind of are missing right now, is just a little bit more of that. Maybe I can do something like with this like little water cave slightly. like a little kids area. Maybe I can actually make this into a pool. Like a little pool area for kids. Like this could be a pool here, and then we can have like some small slides in there. I think that's what I might do with this little area. And make it like a little cave-themed kids area. I want to make sure we have plenty of stuff for everybody. So we have some thrilling slides, some like mild slides, and all the above there. And then the last water coaster we're going to have in the back here. Should be pretty cool. The water park isn't going to be ginormous. And I want to leave room for expansion for if we do want to expand the water park even further at some point. We shall have the option to expand in the end, so. Let's see here. You crashed Blanco, what the heck? The Harry Potter ride is doomed for opening day. It's only run a total of 3 days. Well, they still have some time. Hopefully they work it out. I'm hoping. And hopefully by the time I get out there that they have it worked out as well. That it's a completely new ride system if I'm understanding right, so definitely a lot of stuff to probably work out with it and get it going. But it looks like it's going to be really cool. I really want to keep that one a surprise. You placed water. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of a perimeter kind of fence area here. Around the water coaster. What the? No. Don't mess with me. They're thinking it could open as late as October. So you think, like, it might not even be open at all by opening day. So is that legit a thing? Like, they're thinking it might not even be open? I heard they were having... Like, I've heard some stuff that it might not be open right away. But I hope it's open when I go. Maybe it's worth waiting for then. Or, like, worth waiting until that's up and running. I'll definitely keep my eyes on it, on how that's going. I hope they can get it up and running sooner rather than later. My group is kind of wanting to plan to go around September-ish. So, SDC's next coaster will be, I think we're definitely going to look more family-oriented for our next coaster. I mean, it looks like it's already being built, so they're wasting no time with that 10-year plan, so. Now, what exactly is it going to be? I don't know. I just know the manufacturer, what I hear. You can only ride it if you're a Horcrux. Hey, Nick, you're a Horcrux, all right? Like tons of parks are doing family areas recently. I have no problem with that. Like, I think family rides get a bad reputation with coaster enthusiasts. I think if you do it right, family coasters and family rides can be almost just as fun as some of the thrilling rides out there. I think you could go if you pay the end of my... And your mom lets you. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go because it's going to be a pricey trip. Is this on the floor? Oh my goodness. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, we're gonna move around here. Get this going. Yeah, I think a fencing tool would be perfect. Like, you could just draw the fence. Like, that would be very useful. Kind of like how the, you make those, basically your, habitats in Planet Zoo. But you can just use a fencing tool that allows you to kind of just make a... That would be really, really nice. It would save us some time, as well. And you can just change, like... It would allow you to change the height and everything, just like Planet Zoo. That'd be really nice to have. Been on Ministry, and it is mind-blowing, but it crashes when they load more than 5 cars on the track, and it needs to be able to do 10. The queue is half a mile long. Holy crap. That's insane. I hope they get it. I hope they can get it all worked out. I'm sure they will at some point. But it seems like a very high technical ride that has a lot they have to figure out before they get it running efficiently. Which makes sense, but... Man, I can't wait to get into the dry park of this park, though. It's gonna be so good. So good. It's what I'm most excited for, obviously. I wanted to get a little appetizer with the water park. Like, this is not gonna be the main part. Like, the water park is just there, kind of. I want to make the water park good, of course, and I think it's turned out fantastic so far. I'm really excited, really happy. But the good stuff is gonna be over on this side. This is just kind of some, you know, getting us ready for the good stuff. Because again, this resort is definitely, obviously, Universal inspired, so you're gonna see some Epic Universe inspiration for sure once we get in that dry park. Again, I'm planning to do a Viking area. Don't know yet if I'm gonna have dragons. I don't know if I want to make it that close. I don't want to make it too obvious where the inspiration came from. I don't want to do knockoff How to Train Your Dragon, but I do want to do Viking stuff. I do want to do a proper Western area. Because since this is like a passion dream project of mine, I've done so many Western, like Western is like my strength, I think, when it comes to Planet Coaster, so. What do you technically need for the water parks to function? Just changing rooms? Changing rooms and also info booths. The info booths is where they can buy the, they have to buy the water park, or the pool pass. And then they can access all the water rides and pools. So changing rooms and an information booth. Because the information booth allows them to buy basically the tickets for the water attractions. But yeah, we might end up ripping off quite a bit, because I do want to do like a spooky section too. Like very spooky. Like very kind of horror themed stuff, to where it's just like, it's going to be, that's going to be where the inspiration for Darkmoor comes in, for Dark Universe. So obviously, I'm really looking forward to that land. Just like the spooky vibes and the... I'm so excited. I'm so excited for all the lands at Epic Universe. Like, a ton. just all of it. Honestly, like, it's hard to pinpoint which land I'm most excited for. Part of me wants to say How to Train Your Dragon. Part of me wants to say Dark Universe. You know, I'm really excited for Super Nintendo World. Obviously, I love Harry Potter, so, like, Ministry of Magic, and my gosh, I don't know. Everything's just so good. And then Celestial Park, the central hub, like, I love it. It's hard. It's hard to figure out what I'm most excited for. I'm just most excited for the park in itself. I'm more worried about not being able to get everything done. Like, I just want to get everything in when I'm there. I want to make sure. Have you seen the Burning Windmill? It looks so cool. It does. You have 1,735 hours in Planet Coast 2. Dude, I wish. I'm just trying to get to 400 right now. I haven't had that time, unfortunately, to play the game that much. I've played a lot, and 400 hours is still a lot. I'm not quite to 400. I'm approaching 400 hours. I have not had that much time. Actually, when I'm done here, I might go play around with the new update, since Frontier is sending me stuff. I wasn't expecting them to send me the April update so early. Like, I get to play it a week before the update even comes out. And of course, it's still like a beta build, so it's not like the full release. Like, there's going to be some glitches and stuff, and they did mention that, so... I can't show any gameplay of it, though, which kind of sucks. But, you know, I signed an NDA, so I cannot show off any of that gameplay. I just have to personally enjoy it myself for a while. I will say it is really cool to be able to change the pool colors now. And the restaurants are just how you would expect them. They're really nice. They work just the way they showed them off in the Frontier Unlock stream, so... I haven't really played around with it too much. I haven't played around with that build too much just yet, but... I'm just happy that Frontier has recognized my channel and is allowing me to experience these. Really do appreciate Frontier allowing me to do these things. Does anything you do on the beta branch carry over once the patch releases? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really tested that yet, so I'm scared to like do anything in here. Because I could work on stuff and just release the footage after the 22nd. Because I'm not allowed to show off any footage until it launches on the 22nd. So I don't know. I would imagine it would all carry over. But like, what happens if I put all that stuff in? I'm curious of like if I add it to something like a save, and I go back to the regular version before the update. Will that stuff still be there, or will it crash the game? Because I have to go back between the beta version and the normal version. Because obviously I'm playing the normal version now, because I can't show off gameplay of that build just yet, so not allowed to. I don't think it ever said I can't say that that they sent me something. I just can't talk about all the features and such like that. Actually, I think I can talk about the features now. The NDA for the actual list of features, I think, actually released today, so I can talk about some of those. I don't know. I think I can talk about all of it, but not much. I only like to talk about the stuff they've released, so the stuff they've actually publicly have announced and released. I can talk about those things. So like restaurants, obviously, we all know about that. They've shown them off already on one of their streams. And then being able to change the color of your water in the pools, just adding that customization is really, really cool. Like, I don't know if anyone really asked to be able to change the pool colors, but I'm really happy that it's there, for sure. 100%. It was a feature that I didn't know that I wanted until they announced it. Because now you can make literally like blood red pools and water and such. Like it's so cool. And it looks really good. So like if you wanted to make like a lava, like something themed to like lava, like say if you wanted to make something to like some water that looks more like lava, you could kind of do that. Really cool. Yeah, that and the restaurants I think are the two major things. There's a few other things in there. Like obviously we know that we're getting some more de-themed coasters with the Manic Mouse and the flying coaster, the B&M flying coaster. We get de-themed versions of those coaster trains. They look fantastic, by the way. I got to get hands-on with those as well. Oh, what else is there? We get a new... Is it the Scissor that was coming back? The new flat ride? Which is basically your Scrambler. It's a returning ride from Planet Coaster 1. I think that's what the new one was. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Scissor. Or was that the next update? I can't remember. Not entirely sure. Try and keep my air conditioner on because I don't want my PC overheating like it has been. Like I said, sometimes when I'm gaming, it has turned off. If you guys have been to that stream, I have had it where my stream did end because my PC turned off in the middle of it. The good thing is when that happens, I usually have enough time I can recover it and keep the stream going. It just freezes. Need to bring the Troika ride back. Yeah, that's one they need to come back. Also, the Aero Suspended Coaster is another one. Like, that's one that they should have never taken out from the first game. Like, bring back the Aero Suspended, man. To me, that was a really popular one, so I'm not sure why that one even got on the cutting block at all. So, maybe they're wanting to put it into DLC, I'm not sure. Because they've already shown that they do that sometimes, where they'll take rides that were in Planet Coaster 1 and make it into DLC. I'm not sure if I like that decision, but kind of a weird decision to make those, like, hey, this was in Planet Coaster 1 for free, but it's going to be a DLC, paid DLC in Planet Coaster 2, if you want that ride back. I thought that was kind of a weird creative decision personally, but hopefully they don't do that, and everything that was free in Planet Coaster 1 should be free in Planet Coaster 2. In my opinion. But if you want to do new rides that weren't in Planet Coaster 1, like, totally fine. You know, I'm totally fine with DLC, paid DLC. Like, I know a lot of people don't care for it because obviously you have to pay money for it, but anything to support the developers and keep the game as great as we can, and to add like really good content. I just hope the pricing is a lot better than what we saw in like the Thrill Seekers pack. I hope they look to have better value with the DLC, because I feel like that DLC was way overpriced, and everyone agrees on that. It just didn't seem like it had enough content for the price point for it, so... so hopefully, like, Planet Coaster 1, I think, was fine. Like, I think the content that was packed into those packs made sense. But if you're going to do rides packs, I think you need to make sure you have enough rides in there for it to be worth it overall, so... Let's do a little bit of rock work. We haven't done much rock work in here. Just a little bit here and there. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, not looking too bad. We're just trying to get a lot of greenery and foliage around the ride, just to kind of give it a better vibe and atmosphere, so it just feels better. Feels better when you get a lot of foliage and scenery around it. Smaller drop tower with 12 seats. Should have kept the arrow suspended in place of the Giovanola inverts. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Always prefer to have all of it, but... Alright, let's go ahead and... Why don't we get started on this restaurant? I kind of want to find a good reference. Let's find a reference restaurant that would look good here. Let's just say tropical restaurant. Exterior, because we want to focus on the exterior. The interior will come later on. Ooh, that one looks cool. Let's go look at this one. One doesn't look too bad. I want more of a tropical vibe. A modern tropical vibe. Let's see. What do we want to go with here? Ooh, what does this look like? I'm trying to find some good exterior architecture that looks good. I like the looks of this one. This one looks good. Alright, I'm going to go with kind of like this. Maybe like a smaller version of what I'm looking at here. Hopefully I can replicate it on here. So we're going to go here. We're going to go and scenery items. And we're going to go with the resort theme. So basically, in case you guys didn't know the plan here, this space right here is going to house a nice little restaurant that is going to utilize the restaurants when that update comes out on April 22nd. We'll build that. I just want to get the building ready, and then all that's left is we have to place the restaurant, and then the restaurant kitchen, and then also only other thing we'll have to do is connect our tables and everything and booths, because you'll be able to do that, which will be awesome. Another thing I wish they could change is allow kids to go on more coaster types. That's not something I really have ever really paid attention to, I guess, personally, but maybe I should, though. Alright, this is going to be really steep. So the entrance to the restaurant, let's actually put the entrance somewhere right here, and then we'll have like a side piece that leads you out to the outdoor seating. So we'll have some outdoor seating right there. But let's put the main entrance of this restaurant kind of right here. I think this will be a good spot for it. We have this little dip here, and then we'll have the main part of the restaurant kind of wrap around this path. That will be kind of the idea. So we'll have like this big, grand entrance here. Make sure we get this exactly where we want. Let's go ahead and center it up a little bit here. Get this nice and good. Very, very good. Just feel like it's so limited and that there's some real life kids that go on all the time, right? Again, I haven't really, I guess I just haven't paid attention enough to that to really notice. So, let's see what walls we have here. I think we can use, should we use the plaster walls? We do have the bamboo ones as well. Should we go bamboo or wooden? I think we're going to go plaster. And give it kind of a cream color, like a bit of yellowish here, and then kind of like an off-white, just a slight off-white. We want to kind of place these a little bit further back, so let's go ahead and change our grid size. A little bit too far. Let's go all the way down here and go like. Can we go here? Maybe right there. That's kind of nice. It's good spot. And I do want to do like some really nice design work. Like a little bit of neat designing. Look really, really nice there. That will look nice right there. Okay, let's go ahead and get the sides here. This is gonna be like, again, like the grand entrance section right here that we're gonna place. Big old entrance spot here for this. This is gonna be the main place to eat in this water park. So you don't want to miss out. Don't miss out. All right, let's go with floors here. We go with like a bamboo floor. Kind of overhangs the front just a little bit here. And let's go ahead and recolor this. Make it a little darker. Probably gonna cover that up anyways, but I think I have a fence that I want to go with here. I have a more specific fence. Not this one though, so let's go ahead and check that. I think it's Planet Coaster themed. I'm thinking maybe either this one or another one. There's another one that we've used also around the park, which is not that one. This one and also this one. I think this one will fit the vibe a little bit, but let's go ahead and scale it down a little bit. Make it a little bit on a smaller scale. Sure, snaps on here. I think it's a good idea just to get these restaurants kind of at least a little bit started. That way, once we do get that update, we can very simply just get our restaurants placed in there. Like, we're getting ready for that update even though we are not ready. Like, we can get these buildings started for sure, because I don't think it matters all that much if we start on them now. Personally, I think it's just fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the color of this like that, and I'm also going to resize this a little bit smaller so it fits onto here. Nice and beautifully. Very nice. Very, very nice. We're going to focus on this entrance. Very, very carefully. Because I do want it to look very, very nice. Alright, we do need to put the corner pieces on these as well. Let's go ahead and find those. We're probably going to have to resize it too. Yeah, it doesn't automatically resize, unfortunately. What size are we at right here? We are at 61%, so this needs to be also at 61% for it to fit perfectly. There we go. Just like that. Flip this around. Put this in. Alright, that's a good start. Good start. I think we need to get some like nice little pillars in the front for that overhang. Got some nice looking pillars for that. I don't know if we want to use these or something else. These are used quite often. We want to use something more like that. Or like a thick wooden beam. I think this is from the Western pack, actually, which we could use. I'm gonna do something like that, or if we want to just use, or do we want to use some round wooden poles? That actually, round ones might actually look. Yeah, you can type the scale, but I usually don't. Rather just, it's easy enough just to scroll it over. At least I think it is. Alright, get that nice and even there. These are recolorable. They're not. Okay. Alright, let's really get creative with this. We're not gonna settle. Not gonna settle for just basic. We're gonna add some spark. A little bit of spark. Bum bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum bum. Ooh, this would be really cool with like the base. Make it a little bit smaller. We could like something like that too. Like that. These are Viking, but I think they kind of can work well here as well. They're supposed to be Viking. Okay, so we do have this concrete pillar, actually. It looks like I could use this with a little bit of scaling. Make it about the same thickness as the wall piece here. Should we match it with the cream or make these kind of stick out more? Should I like change it to like a gray or something, or white? Having it a slightly different color, I think, would be make it pop a little bit more. So we're gonna do that. Brilliant. All right. Let's get some more plaster wall pieces. Actually, let's go bamboo. Let's go bamboo. Just to add another layer of texture that we don't have, you know. And to spice it up, we're gonna put it in a slightly different spot too as well. We should raise these up a little bit more. Too low. Don't go through there, they do. Okay. Well. I have a solution. Sometimes you can just do that. Just split it from the building, move it over, you're good. I mean, I could have used the, no, you know, we'll do that. We'll actually use the non-grid pieces so I don't even have, so I can keep it a part of the building. Probably what I should have done to begin with. Let's just use these pieces here. It's probably the better option anyways. If we're gonna be real. No. This to me. Dum, ba, dum, ba, dum, bum. Trying to make these look different from the rest of the times I use this, because I use this piece quite often, to say the least. So I'm gonna try and keep it looking fresh by changing some colors around. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Alright, so we're gonna create like a nice doorway here for the restaurant entrance. I really just want to add a lot of detailing here. Like, just make the entrance look so inviting, so good, so cool, so beautiful. Alright. What do I want to do? We're going to need to actually add the doors now. Right? We do actual doorways. That we can work with here. Let's see. I also want to see if I can make one that I can have like the doors cracked open. We can get this to work if we can get the colors looking correct here. So that one would go there. Do the other side. Is there a second piece here? Or is that it? Is that all we get? There's not a second piece that has the other side. I mean, there, but like it looks different. You know, maybe no one will notice. Maybe just no one will notice, okay? I want this to still be kind of logical. So this will be here. Actually, flip it the other way around. I have a certain way I want this to look, okay? We do that. And then we're going to take our doors and make them look like they are swung open. So you won't notice that as much. So that way they don't, when the guests go in, we don't have to worry about them glitching through it. Or anything like that, so. Okay, that's a good start to this entrance. I'm pretty happy with how this entrance is looking to this restaurant. Obviously we need to add some detailing up on the roofing here. Never knew that we actually had a revolving door in here. Planet Coaster. I did too. I didn't even know that was a thing till now. Let's go ahead and be able to place these walls in here. That way we can start getting this restaurant layout started. We're gonna have like a nice little lobby area here that you go in. We might actually make this covered over here a little bit as well, like we'll put a cover over it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll wait on that just for now. Because we also want to create a little bit, I do want to do interior for this, so that's the tricky part. We're going to do interior. I'm not very good at interiors. Like, really not good at interiors, but I want to get better at them because I think it would be awesome to do some nice interiors. What texture do we want for the floor here? We haven't really used this one that much, so maybe we can go with something like that. That would be actually pretty good, I think, for here. Something along those lines. Or at least this lobby area. This will be a really neat interior here. In advanced move path extras, if you use I to select it, use I to select it. Oh, like if you're using, basically if you're using the multi-select, you can. Wow, that's actually very useful. I think I remember you saying that. I've just never done it yet before. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that there is a way to do it, though. Like, I want these slightly out like that, you know? Kind of like so. Because it does kind of suck when they snap to the paths and you can't really do anything about it. That definitely is going to be very handy. Alright, so I kind of want to create like a little check-in. For visual, at least visually, make it look like you check in, or like a... For it. I don't know if I want to put like the kitchen there where they would actually buy the food. There, and then they go to their seats. That would actually probably be a good idea. And then just decorate it to where it looks like it's the check-in. Might be what I go with, actually, if I do. I think what we'll do here... actually place a wall in the way here. Either go... right, maybe. Let me think here. Let me think logically how I'd want to do this. So I think we wouldn't want to go. I gotta understand. Like, we can adjust this later, obviously. Depending on what would be the best piece. I think we can use like a shop front for where you order your food. I think we'd be able to do that. Let me make sure this is centered. This is basically where we're gonna place the restaurant piece itself, so it will go with this shop front. And we're basically gonna kind of hide it in this little cube here, because it is about, I think if I can adjust this once we get it, but I think it will fit in this space right here. It's just like a regular space like that, and then we can go out here, and then we'll have our seating areas, and then a door that leads out to the outdoor seating area as well. So this is kind of like where you would order your food, and then you go and sit down wherever you want out there. So that's what that's the idea I'm gonna go with here. Yeah. Again, we can whatever, and then you just place it down your all of your seats and everything, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It is very, very simple, but effective. I do want to have some nice interior work here. I didn't line up those because I wanted to wall. We can adjust that very easily. Always just mess my stuff up. Okay, I don't want that going there, so we need to make sure we're all the way over here. Basically, I just want to cover up that hole. Don't want that showing. I also don't want it to lead through the into the exterior either. want to go like all out with interior if I can. I'm gonna try. Make it look awesome. Epic sauce. Alright, let's see if we can put down some posters or some decor on the walls here on the side. Kind of what I'm thinking right now. I think obviously we can put in some lights over here. Small lights. What would be a good resort ones? Good there. Wall decorations, window decorations. Probably would be under here somewhere. Yeah, stuff like this. This is kind of like little decorations like that. Heyo. Looks fairly solid, I think. Add just like little wall brackets here for extra detail. We'll just get that detail in. Details. Ba-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-dum. Wonder if we could get some like some plants in here. Smaller though. Need to be big. Of course, we can always rescale. Don't forget about that. We can always rescale. I know these are Vikings, but think I'm gonna sink them down to the ground like that. And get some specific plants. Get the flowers, maybe. What is all of our options? What can we get away with? Well, anything that tall. Pretty well. I might have to shrink it down a tiny bit, but. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the colors of these flowers just a little bit. That green, because the oranges and yellows in there, actually. Brilliant. Get to the other side again. I want to go all out for interior. I want it to look good. Like, we're gonna have some extra details to make this look really good on the inside. So I'm trying to spend some time on it, you know? And all we've done is gotten just inside the entrance here, but you know what? I think it will be worth it. Indeed. I feel like maybe we should do something with the roof here, potentially. That could be something we could do. Saw these and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to maybe put these up here. Trying to decorate our a little bit here. Or anything, so that actually should be useful right there. Nice. I'm pretty happy with that. I got some inspiration and stuff that I'm looking at, but like I'm really making this my own at the same time, so pretty happy. And I do want to add some like benches, as this will be kind of like your wait. Also kind of act as a waiting area, not that everyone's but make sure there's no grass. I'm fine with this curb actually being at the bottom here. Actually looks pretty good with the wall, so actually fine with leaving it like that. It's possible I could move this a little bit. I just can't wait to have the actually get the restaurant pieces in there. It'll be a lot better. Will be fantastic. I'm trying to debate if I want to keep this in here or if I want to actually put like a wall cover and make it look different from the exterior, so the wall looks different on the inside than it does outside. But I'm kind of undecided still on that, so not sure what I want to do, because I don't know if we really have any wallpaper or anything like that in here that we could put on top of that. The other thing I could think of is look for other wall textures and just use the non-gridded piece and just put it slightly in front, so it just only appears on the inside. For instance, I could do this. And make like the interior piece kind of like this. So like on the exterior it will still be that piece, but on the interior it has a different design to it. What feature would that be, out of curiosity? What feature would you like to see? Depends on what coaster you want to do, I suppose. I don't know if I want to do that. Probably end up going with something else just because that would be kind of hard to make. Harder to make look. It'd be harder to make that look good. See, another option is to do all this bamboo stuff. As the wall pieces. And maybe just make them some slightly different colors here. Could do like a green bamboo. That looks actually kind of nice. I like the green. It's definitely interesting. Why not have these with this building? There we go. Now we do. That's going to be a part of that. The roof will be there, so we won't have to worry about the rest of it. So we'll already be basically covered. And we could put in some posters potentially. Always rescale these things too. Just kind of see what I want to look at here. Alright, we don't necessarily have to do posters. We could do, like, some other things as well. So, like, let's look at this real quick. Resort flower lamp. Haven't really used that one before. Aquatic one looks pretty decent. Maybe if we change it to the same color. Anyways, empty pools and take water off slides to create closed or abandoned parks or sections. Maybe small slides could stay operational. Though I like how Helter Skelter is, I'd love to see it personally. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I mean, you could make it out of scenery and stuff, I guess, but that's the only other way I could think of. So you could kind of make it work, but it might be a little tedious. In a sense, so. These aquatic benches. Alright, that's a pretty decent little start there. Once we get the roof in there and everything. I mean, I do like the idea that, like, of that being a feature, but yeah, I like you said, I don't think it's gonna happen, but you never know. You never know. Who knows? No one. No one is. No one knows. That's the real thing. But we're definitely gonna get this done tonight. I actually might head out here in a minute. And we might continue on this very soon, so as we get closer to the update. So I think that's a good start for this restaurant entrance. Gonna start filling in this area. And of course, we have the sports grill we got to get done as well. That one's really empty. We really didn't do much there on that one. We just made kind of like an entrance to that, and I would have to get the reference up for that because it's in City Walk. Was the reference for that one. But yeah, pretty cool. I do appreciate you guys checking out the live stream tonight. I don't want to make these too long, so we might head out here for now. I know I didn't get probably a ton done, but, you know, a little bit is better than nothing. Of course, I did yap a lot at the beginning to kind of explain what was going on, but we got a lot of stuff, so a lot of stuff to work on. Hopefully I can get my rendering stuff figured out, because this is definitely a little tough. So I will go ahead and update the file. I'll try and do that every time. bum. What kind of food are we gonna put in the restaurant? I'm not sure if I'm really allowed to say because they have a few options on there, but like, I mean, you can just include everything. I'll probably just include everything on there that is available with that update. So, again, I do have access to that update right now, but but I can't talk too many details about it because I don't want to get in trouble, but because I can't really, I mean, I can't show gameplay and everything. I think there's some options on there, but very excited though. Like, the water park's coming along though. Look at that. It is coming along. Once we get this restaurant and this area filled, I do want to fill this area in with that little idea that I had for the kids area as well. And then we'll just have to close up some spots and do some last little bit more details. Obviously, we'll have one more flume / water, or it's basically one more water coaster that will be in the back here, and that will leave us with a little bit more of expansion space as well. With the back area here, I'll probably have, because we will have some space back here, I definitely want to do like a backstage area that we can also detail for the water park, so we can have like a water park backstage area staged back here. Since we will have some space to work with, that's going to be what I'm going to do. We'll probably have more backstage areas. I might add like some employee parking of some sorts potentially in the back. So there's some of that. And then, of course, we'll just have some general backstage stuff going on back there. So, because I do want to make sure I include a lot of backstage stuff. And I do want to keep some land open just so, like, we have that expansion room as well. So, but I think I'm going to head out here for now, guys. So, I don't know how often I'll stream, but I do want to try and stream a lot. I have an update question on what sandbox maps are being added. Everything from Act 2, which is, they've already mentioned that. So, that I can definitely confirm. So let me go look here. I'll get that exact answer for you here. So if we go in career mode, everything from Chapter 2 here. So we're building the Bifrost, Farmland Fiasco, and the Brothers Swim. These are being added in this update. I think, and we already got these guys. These were in the last one. And I think we have these ones too, I'm not sure. But yeah, everything from Chapter 2. So we're getting these 3 added as well. Eventually we'll have all of them, I'm pretty sure, but... So yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and upload this to the Frontier Workshop. Didn't do a whole lot, but at least it'll be updated on the workshop for you guys, so. Update, existing creation. Perfect. So if we go to browse, look at that, it's right at the start now. Right up front. A lot of cool flat rides in here. This Deso 86 does a lot of good stuff. Like, look at all these. These are some really good blueprints. Very nice looking. Skyfly. Full flight. Those are some really nice blueprints. But anyways. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. And we'll be back really, really soon with more Windland Adventure Resort. If I can't get the rendering fixed fairly soon, we'll continue to do more streams like this in the future for right now. So This is kind of like a weird episode, because obviously it's a live stream, but... but hey, you know, it works. So, make sure you guys have a great day and a cool tomorrow, guys. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you later. Thanks, and goodbye.